Oh, and I'm just making jokes.
Hey y'all, it's Ali and Shawn. Welcome to
Welcome to Little Homestead. I know that a lot of people out there, and this is easy to find online for recipes for a rib rub. We use our rib rub both on our smoked pork and then on just our pork ribs. And
you use rib rub on ribs?
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, here. I have a little bit here. Watch. No. So we're just going to show you. I find that sometimes people overcomplicate
everything. But ribs, yeah.
Overcomplicate like seasonings and stuff. And every once in a while you get a recipe that there's a secret ingredient and makes it perfect. This is not that. This is very simple. Very simple. But we want to show you guys what we do anyways. So I'm going to put this together real quick. We do already have some to go, ready to go, which I think is probably enough for the ribs because we're just doing one rack. It's just the 3 of us tonight.
Yeah.
But we're going to make a little more. So I've got, and you can read it out for me.
I have a half of a cup of brown sugar going in our bowl, a fourth of a cup of regular old paprika, a tablespoon of black pepper.
That's a big tablespoon.
Just a tablespoon. A tablespoon of kosher salt.
Doesn't have to be kosher salt. We use coarse kosher salt. Say that 5 times fast.
Say that 5 times fast.
On this one, we find that we like that for this one, but we have like 10 different salts in this place. So.
Yeah, we do. A tablespoon of chili powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder.
You can also use granulated garlic or granulated onion. In this particular case, we're using granulated onion.
It's our homemade. If you haven't seen that video, I'll try to remember to link it below. And 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
And the cayenne really does, it really adds flavor, but it does not make it spicy. You're not going to feel that heat in there. Let me just stir this together real quick. Now, y'all, I have a spoon in my hand, but this is how I do it in my house.
So while Shawn's mixing that, so typically we do ribs outside on, I don't even know if I'm in the screen. I don't know where it is. So typically we do ribs outside. Shawn does them on the smoker or the barbecue. We are in the middle of Winter Storm Cora. And so we woke up this morning. There's snow everywhere. It's beautiful. We're supposed to get some ice coming through tonight, so we'll most likely will lose power. So we're trying to get this done a little bit earlier in the day, and we're doing it in the oven. So we're doing oven ribs today just because we don't want to be outside in the snow when it's this cold. So we are going to show you guys how to do those, but we have their oven preset to 300 degrees to do our oven ribs.
I'm going to reserve some of this so I can use it on the ribs.
All right.
I mean, I can pour it in here and then I pour it back out.
So we have a thing of ribs. This is just 1 rack. Is that what you call it? A rack
of
ribs?
Yeah, these are baby backs.
These are St. Louis style baby back ribs. We got them from Butcher Box. And Shawn removed the membrane off the back of them. They have like a little funky membrane skin.
It's almost like a plastic wrapping.
Looks like a piece of plastic.
Now, I was going to show you guys how to do that, but some of them are really easy. You just grab the corner and the whole thing comes off. I find if you use a paper towel to kind of give you some grip it, you can pull the whole thing off in one. This one, I started to try to do it, and they were coming off in little strips. Now, I got it all off there, but I went ahead and did that so you guys didn't have to wait to watch me see it.
So the membrane, if you have the meat side, it's the other side.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
The other thing you can do, and I did it on this one too because there was just a little tiny bit of membrane left on here, is I cut, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this quite right, but I just cut slits
like
in a crisscross, in a crisscross here. You can do that to the whole thing, and the membrane, when you barbecue it or cook it in the oven, it'll shrink up, and it really doesn't add chewiness or anything, but I like to remove it. I find it works better.
Yeah.
But I'm going to roll up my sleeves here.
I love this too because you can get pork ribs a lot of times for really, really inexpensive. And if you're not somebody who wants to barbecue or smoke something, this oven version is really, really easy to do because most of us have an oven in our house. And especially during the winter, I don't mind using it to heat up my house. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't mind you interjecting. I thought you wanted me to tell them what I'm doing.
I do.
So I've got my rib rub over here. I use table mustard. Some people like to use Dijon mustard. I absolutely hate horseradish. There's not a lot of foods I don't hate, but I cannot stand horseradish. So But table mustard has been my favorite since I was like 2 years old. I remember. So I put that on there, and I'm going to get my hands dirty now.
Maybe your mustard squeeze?
Oh, you can. Absolutely. So I get mustard on both sides. Yep, it's plenty.
All right.
It's perfect.
Ew,
I mustard it up. Now, mustard's not going to add, it's not going to add that flavoring for those that don't like mustard, and you don't have to use it. But it's not going to, it's not going to have a mustard flavor to it. I think it just adds
something
flavor to it. It's not like I'm a mustard advocate here. Get my rub on there. I am quite generous with it. Goes pretty quick.
Was it like a cup of rub, maybe?
I don't know. I didn't measure it.
It's like a cup, probably.
There's a bunch that falls all over the side and everything, but
the leftover rub we store in one of our glass containers, and we put it on our spice rack. And we use this on ribs mostly, but chicken as well.
That's rubbed up right there. I'm going to get some on the ends just a little bit. And there you go. That is our rub. And it's done. Well, it's not done. We have to cook it still, but.
So for this recipe, what we are going to do.
And I wash my hands a lot.
I'm going to slide that out of the way a little bit. Put that on there. I have a jelly roll pan, so a pan with just a little bit of a lip to catch any liquids that come off of it. I've lined it with foil. I'm going to take the ribs that he just did this with and plop them on there.
Now you have to wash your hands. That's just part of being in the kitchen in our house. Where, we almost just keep the water running all the time, I guess. I don't know.
When I originally started the channel, I would just always have a sink full of water going. But I need one more. So I'm going to basically make a foil pouch with the pan. So I'm going to put sheets of foil. 2 of them, because we only have one width foil. So it's now created like a pocket. So our ribs are going to cook in here. We do 2 hours at 300 degrees, and then we're going to pull them out, and I'll show you the next step.
Like she said, usually I'm outside and I do the 3-2-1 method in the smoker. 3 hours smoking, 2 hours heating in foil. I like to add, when I do it on the smoker. No?
No, I'm trying to set 2 hours on here and it won't
when I do it on the smoker, after the 3 hours of smoking with applewood chips, I put it in foil. I add a little bit of honey to it, and then I wrap it in foil. Then I just put it back in the smoker, which at that point it's kind of just an oven because I don't smoke it anymore. Then I take it out, I slather it in barbecue sauce, and then cook it for another hour on the smoker. Just to get that barbecue sauce kind of thicken up on it. That's how I normally do it. So in here, we'll probably pull this out in about an hour and a half and add a little bit of honey to give it that sweetness that we like. It's got brown sugar in it, but we like to add a little bit of that honey.
Yeah, just a different flavor.
And then after the full 2 hours, we'll put the barbecue sauce on it, and
we throw it under.
And then we just put it under the broiler to get that barbecue sauce up. So it's a quick way to. A little bit easier way to do it, and they still come out really good. It just doesn't have that applewood smoke flavor on it.
It's missing the smoke, I will say that. But for those of us, I don't use.
For those of us in the middle of winter that have ribs and want to eat them, when there's snow outside,
here, let's go show you.
This is the way to do it.
Before I hang up.
Before I hang up.
Let's walk outside. I'm going to show you guys.
Makes sense. You are filming on your phone.
So. I am filming on my phone, but let me walk you outside. We don't all that often get snow in Georgia, really at all.
There go all the birds.
And this is what our yard currently looks like. So there's snow on, most of it's melted because we got rain after the snow. Look at all these birds. They're just loving life over here. But, okay, it's cold out here.
Have fun. It's cold out here.
It left me. But there's our pretty yard. We're supposed to get ice, like I was saying. So we're supposed to get rain and then more, Okay, Can I come back in?
I'll open the door for you.
Okay, and
I need like 3 more jackets if I'm going out there.
I'm not trying to make you dizzy, you guys. I know it's cold out there. I was gonna say it's freaking cold, but
that's frickin' is our word, yeah.
So we'll be back, you guys. We're gonna clean up and we'll be back. So we lathered them with some barbecue sauce, and we're putting them under a broiler for just a couple minutes to get nice and toasty. But There you go. Take the foil off, by the way. All right, y'all, here's our finished ribs. They're literally, they fall off the bone if you grab the bone. Shawn's plating us up some real quick.
It's gonna be hot.
Oh, we just broiled them for a couple minutes on each side, and they got kind of like crispy and delicious. And yeah, they just pull right off there. So that is our pork rib recipe, you guys. We're gonna go eat. Our power keeps flickering, so we're trying to beat it.
Yeah, but you gotta see it plated.
Oh, we gotta see it plated. We are doing some peas from, these are some Azure Standard frozen peas that we wanted to try. We just cooked them with a little butter in the oven. We have some baked beans because it's Pantry Challenge, and we had some canned baked beans we needed to use up. And baked potatoes. Baked potatoes from our root closet.
And I'll do this up with butter and sour cream
and the goodness, yeah. Anyways, thank you, lover, for cooking the ribs for us today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Appreciate you as always.